Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. This is my child Opetaia versus Huseyin, Cinkara, bottom preview, bottom predictions. Third time lucky, will it go ahead between these two? After the last two times they've both been pulled out. But let's start off with the undercard fights, and we'll start off with quite a good fight actually, with Jeffrey versus Paul Yemen, 10 round super lightweight contest. Paul Yemen, most notably, only defeat was Chai Suarez, where he lost in the final round. Went the full 12 rounds with Chai Suarez, but obviously got knocked out and stopped in the final round. And ironically, that was one of his most recent fights, and that was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago in 2023. So he's going to be very inactive, Paul Yemen. He is very inactive, the southpaw fighter. Well, Jeff Rye, we all know about Jeff Rye, who went all 12 rounds to Charles Cambosos Jr. Almost beat him, didn't he? Almost beat him. If only if he turned up a bit more earlier in the fight, he probably would have beaten Cambosos Jr. on points. So he is a very tough fighter, very tough, hard puncher. Is Jeff Rye, who did cause Charles Cambosos Jr. problems, especially when he was a last-minute opponent as well. My prediction for this fight, I'm just worried about the inactivity with Paul Yemen, not being active for 2 years. I've done for a KO stoppage win for Jeff Rye in this fight. Up next, another very underrated fight on the card. Jack Redway versus Hayden Emerson, 10 round contest, super middleweight division. This is going to be a real pit and fight for me. Hayden Emerson, very, very decent off-road fighter. I know people will look at the record with his 3 defeats, but he needs to have a look at what his defeats were against. Jack Redway got that work rate, hasn't he? He's a close range fighter. Throws key combinations as well, doesn't he? He is working on his adaptability, which is good to see. And he's working on his experience as well, because that's his only defeat so far, when he's very inexperienced against Ian McKenzie in that defeat to Ian McKenzie. And as for this fight, it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be very close on star cards. I think it will do star cards, in my opinion. I think Redway just has more than Emerson for me. So I'm going to offer Jack Redway to win, to edge Emerson out on points. Very underrated fight, though, to look out for on the undercard as well. Up next, we've got Ben Mahoney versus Winston Hill, 10 round super welterweight contest. Ben Mahoney has been quite. He's up there, isn't he? I think he's behind Tim Tszyu in terms of the super welterweight Australian rankings. So Ben Mahoney is a decent fighter, very decent fighter. Sharp shots from what I've seen of him. Got good combinations, even career handles as well. So a very decent fighter. Winston Hill, who is Fizi's only fighter, isn't he? Like, Fizi's only hope. He's got good left jabs, a very explosive right hand hook and jabs as well. He is improving. On his footwork and controlling the distance, Winston Hill. But I am going to go for Ben Mahoney to win on points on this one. Again, I think it'll be a decent fight, to be fair. I think it'll be a decent test for Mahoney. But I think Ben Mahoney will win on points, in my opinion. Up next is the return of Justice Hooney as he takes on PT Tora Utei in a rematch. Obviously from, was it 2022 when they had the first fight, where Utei caused problems, didn't he, for Huseyin? He had his moments in Huseyin, and took Huseyin the full 12 rounds. But I will say we are seeing a more improved and more better Huseyin. And of course, Huseyin is coming back off that defeat to Fabio Wardy, where he caused Fabio Wardy massive problems, and now Fabio Wardy is now the WBO world champion with Mr. Huseyin third. And it's funny what happens in boxing, doesn't it? Fabio Wardy dodged a bullet against Huseyin, and now he's a world champion. Funny how boxing works, doesn't it? But yeah, like I said, Opetaia hasn't really not just caused Huni problems, he caused Dempsey Mateen problems as well in his previous fights as well. So he's no mud, he's definitely no mud, but we have seen a more improved Justice Huni since then. Justice Huni, who we saw caused massive problems for Fabio Wardy until he got knocked out in the final rounds of that fight. Even though he was outboxing Fabio Wardy, wasn't he, all the way through? But Justice Huni's weakness, he doesn't even opening, doesn't he? Does the even opening and a lack of focus, and that's what happens in heavyweight boxing. So Justice Huni does need more work on his defense, but I still think he can have decent fights, can't he? I still think he can have very good fights at the heavyweight division. And he's very good with his combination punching as well. Got that amateur background, and he can box as well. He can definitely box, as we saw against Fabio Wardy, because his style was all one for Fabio Wardy until Wardy did knock him out. So I personally don't see it being like the first fight, this one. I do think we will see a more improved Huseyin since what we saw in the first fight. I think Huni had that inexperience back then, didn't he? But he's more experienced now. And I do see the best Huseyin winning this fight by KO/stoppage in this one. So that's my prediction for that. And then Huseyin can now move on after that and face a top 15 opponent then, can't he? And finally, onto the main event, the fraternal trial for Opetaia versus Huseyin Cinkara, 12-round win, Madison, and IBF win through to the titles. Is it third time lucky? Third time lucky for this fight to be made, because the previous two times Cinkara was pulled out. Fingers crossed for trial for Opetaia's sake, third time. It won't matter anyways, because whoever you put in against trial for Opetaia, you gotta say trial for Opetaia's done a win. And it's a real shame we're still not seeing the Gilberto Cerdo Ramirez fight, which is the fight to make in this cruiserweight division between himself and Shia Opetaia. We need that unification fight next at some point. But I have no doubt after this, Shia Opetaia will probably just go straight to the other belt that's available, which is between Baduchak and Matasian. Materian as well. So no doubt Shia Opetaia will do after that WBC belt, pick that belt up, and then have an undisputed fight with Gilberto Cerdo Ramirez. We need that fight to happen in 2026, which is supposed to be happening this year, wasn't it? And it hasn't happened. That's the only frustrating thing about boxing, isn't it? That's what's so frustrating. Cinkara, he's not recognisable, was he? But he is the IBF #1. He is a lump, isn't he? He is a lump. And he did beat a former opponent of Crispin Smith in Ahmed Essards, if that's how you pronounce it. I think that's the only opponent that's probably his best win, let's be real. Shout out Opetaia, we know how good he is. Shout out Opetaia. I even think he's done the next as on the route said. I really do. In terms of stepping up to heavyweight and becoming a unified champion at heavyweight as well. He is that good for me. He may not he may not do the same achievements as Mr. As on the route at heavyweight, but he will certainly be a world champion at heavyweight. Shout out Opetaia. Because it's wide open that heavyweight division now because you're only looking at you're only really looking at Moses Toma really, aren't you? That could be the man in charge of the heavyweight division. But even then, I think Chapel Town tours a Toma performance as well. So when the big boys are done at the heavyweight division, in terms of Usyk, Fury, Joshua, when all of them have done from the heavyweight division, Atoma, Opetaia, Wardy, the likes of them fighters, Dubois, will take over the heavyweight division. And we know how good China Opetaia is. His footwork, his movement, his power, speed, sharp jabs as well. And the main thing is his adaptability and his win IQ as well. He's a technically skilled fighter as well, China Opetaia. It's not everything. And yeah, like I said, he's taking over this cruiserweight division, in my opinion. And I think he does a job. He will do a job on Cinkara. I can't see it going past 6 rounds, personally. He'll do a job on Cinkara, Chaos stop his win. And then they will have Chaka will do his usual call out after the win. And start swearing, calling everyone the P word and all that. And all that. He is mad though with his swearing, to be fair. But he's white though. He is white. Let's be real. It must be frustrating for him. And yeah, too white. I would be fucking scared of Chaka as well. I'd be pretty scared of him. So, but yeah, then my bottom preview and bottom predictions for the China versus Huseyin Cinkara card. Feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.